Hello everyone and Happy New Year! Welcome to my first video of 2021 where I talk about all of my goals for the year. My apologies that this video is a little bit late. My hubby and I said goodbye to our beloved rabbit Truffle over the holidays, and it's taken some time for me to get back into the swing of things. I'm not going to talk too much about that in this video because this video is all about my 2021 goals, but if you're interested in Truffle's story and what we got up to over the holidays, I will leave a link down below to my vlog channel. I have been setting goals on YouTube for many years, and I've made a few adjustments to the way I've set my goals. The last couple of years in particular, in 2019 and in 2020, I hit on a method that really worked for me, and that is to come up with an annual overarching theme for the year. It takes the shape of a phrase that I want to infuse into my core being over the next 12 months, and I keep that top of mind for the entire year. Then I also set concrete, measurable goals that nudge me in the right direction. Now, some of these goals are just fun things that I want to try, and they might not necessarily correspond very directly to my overarching theme, but each of these tactical goals helps me build confidence, and it also gives me something to work on during the year while also having a bit of fun. That is the main format that I've been following for the past few years as I've been setting goals. So if you've been following along with my channel, you'll know that in 2019, I set a theme of you have everything you need. In 2020, I set a theme of believe in yourself. And this year, my theme is to listen deeply. Now, what do I mean by listen deeply? Actually, a lot of different nuances that I thought of when I came up with this theme, and I've had this theme in my mind for several months now. I've really pondered it and thought about whether or not this is something I want to focus in on in 2021, and it definitely is. By listen deeply, I mean listen to myself in order to follow my inner compass and let my intuition guide me, as well as, of course, listening deeply to others, being present in conversations, doing my best to focus on what the other person is saying instead of getting wrapped up in my own problems or thinking about what to say next. I really want to work on that in 2021. I've already started ever since this theme kind of made its way into my mind in the latter half of 2020. But I'm continuing on with this journey because there's, of course, always room to improve. So that is the overarching theme, and you'll find that a lot of my goals this year, tactical goals, do relate to this theme quite closely. Before we jump into the 2021 tactical goals, I just have one more housekeeping note, and that is that I will not be doing a 2020 recap. Instead of doing that video, I've updated my website on the results of my 2020 goals, namely how I did on each one. So I will link that down below as well. With all of that preamble out of the way, let's get into the 2021 tactical goals. My first goal, and this is going to be the one main focus for 2021, is to complete the first draft of my book. If you watch my vlogs, you'll know that I have been writing a book for a little while now. I have a rough outline and I've got a plan in place, but I haven't really been focused on it in the past few months. I've worked on it here and there and I've jotted down ideas, but I haven't really sat down and actually tried to complete a first draft. So I'm going to be doing that this year. My second goal is a spin on a gratitude practice. What I'd like to do is write down one significant memory from each day. It could be the best thing that happened during the day, or it could be something that I want to remember, a feeling that I had perhaps, or a conversation with someone, kind of be like a touchstone for that day. In the past, I've used meals as my touchstones, so I'd write down what I had for dinner, and usually that would jog my memory as to how my day went or what I did that day. But I'm finding with intermittent fasting, I don't focus as much on food. I'm just not thinking about it as much. I still love food. I just am not as obsessed with it. So instead of writing down my dinner every night, I'd like to write down one significant memory. So that I have already started as well. I started towards the end of 2020. I really like to try out my goals before implementing them for the new year. So this one has been going very well, and I've put some examples on my website, and I'll link my post on my 2021 goals down below as well. My third goal relates to moon planning, and that is to complete one full year of new moon and full moon planning ceremonies. I started experimenting with moon planning in October of 2020, and I'm finding that this system of planning is really jiving with my system. I have a whole blog post on it, which again I will link down below. This is something I'd like to continue with in 2021. and see where that takes me. My fourth goal relates to my finances, and very similar to last year and the year before, I'd like to meet my annual expense target, which is a predetermined budget number for all categories combined that I set in advance. I was about 30% below budget last year, and I didn't feel like I was depriving myself, so I thought about lowering the budget for this year, but I decided not to do that. I decided to keep my budget at the same level because I'm comfortable with it, and who knows what will happen. Last year, my expenses were different because of COVID, so I don't think that being under budget was really representative of what would have happened in a quote-unquote normal year. So this year I'm going to keep the budget at the same level. It's been at this level for 3 years now, and I'm super comfortable with it. My fifth goal also relates to my finances, and this is the only goal where I'm a little bit iffy about it, so I wouldn't be surprised if I tweak this goal perhaps, or maybe even scrap it completely. What I'm intending for goal 5 is to meet a passive income target. So this is an income level mainly from investments that I hope to reach, but I'm iffy about this goal because that means shifting a lot of my investments to passive income generating instruments, and I may miss out on capital gains. So I'm thinking about this goal, and I'm going to reassess this goal, but right now I do have a passive income target that I have in mind that I would like to meet in 2021. Goal number 6 is one that relates to my hoarding tendencies, and I've noticed in the past little while, actually in the past long while, I've known this for quite some time. I just haven't made any significant traction with this, and that is my hoarding tendencies with groceries. In 2021, I'd like to maintain a just-in-time inventory system for groceries, in particular with perishables. With non-perishables, I'm not as concerned, although I would like to use up a lot of the things that I have in my home before buying more. With perishable items, fresh fruits and vegetables, that sort of thing, that's where I feel like I had a bit more waste in 2020 than I would have liked, and in previous years as well. So this year, I'd like to buy things when I'm going to use them, the morning that I'm going to use them, and use them immediately. I'm gonna shelve any sort of planning that I do in my mind at the grocery store, where I think to myself, okay, well, I'm going to buy these sets of vegetables because I plan to make these dishes this week, because invariably I don't make those dishes. So I feel like I need to admit that to myself, to listen deeply to what I feel like I'm truly going to do, and stop buying groceries in excess. Goal number 7 is to keep a meaningful collection of digital photos. The other thing I tend to hoard is digital photos or digital information. It doesn't take up any room unless you count hard drives and such, so I think why not just keep it? Now, the reason I have the word meaningful in here is because when we said goodbye to Truffle, I really was thankful that I had so many photos and videos of him. But those are photos of a fur baby that meant so much to us. I don't really need multiple photos of food or products or plants or the sky. I love taking photos of the sky, but I don't need 8 or 9 photos of the same cloud pattern in the sky. So that's where I want to pare down a little more. It's not that I want to pare down on photos of people or pets that are important to me. It's really all the other photos. So I'm going to try very hard to keep clean digital files this year, and my files are pretty clean. They're labeled pretty well, and I usually don't have trouble finding anything, but again, I feel like there's some improvement to be had in this area. My 8th and final goal is something that I'm super excited about. If you've been following along with my goals videos for a while, you'll know that this one has stumped me for a very long time, and that is my exercise goal beyond the steps that I like to get in a day. So I still do walk every single day. I try to get 10,000 steps a day, but I've also wanted to have a strength training component, even just like a stretching or a yoga component to my routine, and I haven't been able to figure it out for years. But this year, I think I finally got it. I started experimenting with habit stacking towards the end of 2020. So I've been doing this for about 2 to 3 weeks now, and I have consistently gotten on my yoga mat every single day since then, since I started habit stacking. I've been habit stacking my yoga mat practice with my morning pages practice, and that has worked out so well. I've been doing it again every single day for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and it feels really good, both to be spending some time on my yoga mat and to have figured out this goal hopefully. There are no parameters as to what exercises I need to do on the yoga mat. I've been liking to do stretching, some light yoga, and shaking depending on what I feel like that day. So that's another component of listening deeply to what my body needs. There's also no parameter as to how much time I need to spend on the yoga mat. So some days, if I'm not feeling it, I'll only spend a few minutes on the yoga mat. And other days, if I'm feeling more energetic or I'm feeling stronger physically, I will spend a longer period of time on the yoga mat. So that's been working out really well. And I'm so happy that I have my morning pages practice that is so consistent where I can habit stack something on top of that. That is it for my 2021 goals video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you set goals for this year, please let me know down below what some of them are. I'd love to hear if you have an annual theme for the year or something that you're trying to work on this year. I try to infuse a lot of fun and lightness into my goals, so you'll never see anything too heavy in terms of achievement orientation. But again, these types of goals help you build confidence and to believe that you can do things that you set your mind out to do. Thank you again so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back very soon with another one. Until then, please take care and bye for now.